There is a popular saying in leadership that if you think you're leading and there's nobody following you, you are only going on a walk. On this platform, you are going to learn principles of leadership. You are going to encounter different leaders. You are going to learn about how you can grow as a leader, how you can make an impact. My name is Samuel Ayim, and I'm the host for the leadership platform. I am a leadership coach, a lawyer by profession, a John C. Maxwell certified coach. I have been in corporate life in senior positions for several years, and now I run the Center for Transformational Leadership, where we train and coach leaders to become better leaders. And I invite you to go on a journey with us as we discuss the subject of leadership in the coming weeks.
This and every Saturday, you have opportunity to ask questions, share your views on important leadership matters.
Every one of you have a journey to take. Your first step is your most important step. You don't go up to the top. You grow up to the top.
You are one decision away from shifting your life from where it is right now to a totally different place.
So often our setbacks are setups. It's just hard to see it at the time.
What if you interrupted that pattern of thinking and simply said, what do I want? That takes your energy and focus off of the problem and begins to focus you on a solution.
Success is a series of steps, not one giant leap.
Commitment will get us to the starting line. Consistency will get you to the finish line.
We must constantly collaborate, complementing each other to deliver compelling value to the good people of Ghana.
You were born. You were created for your life to count.
Hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you are joining us. I hope you've all had a good day, and it's great that once again you join us like every Saturday on the leadership platform. Welcome to all of you. If you're joining us for the first time, please put your name in the chat, where you are calling us from or joining us from, and we will surely acknowledge you and say thank you for choosing to spend your Saturday evening with us. My name is Sarah Jessie Appiah, and today I am your host, because your normal host is our guest speaker today. So let's get started. Let me see who is here with us. William Duffwell. Yes, he's the first person to join us all the way from Tema. Thank you, William, and good evening to you. And he says good evening to all of you. Willis Kweku is also here with us. Notaki K says greetings. This is his first time watching a live episode. This topic of gratitude is near and dear to my heart. Thank you for making it. I am grateful. Thank you, Notaki, and great to have you with us for the first time live. And Cynthia Matheson is here. Xavier Ajovo. Thank you for those of you who showed up early. So today, as Notaki has already said, we're going to talk about the role of gratitude in the life of a leader. And we are happy that Sam put this together. This is still going to be lessons that we have learned from Live to Lead. Live to Lead, for those of you joining us for the first time, is our annual leadership program conference that we have in conjunction with the John Maxwell team all the way from Atlanta. We've had the first live session on the 8th of October, and on the 19th, that is next week, Friday, 19th November, we're going to have the first rebroadcast. And if you have not signed up yet, please do so. During the course of the program, we will put the link on so you will be able to know how to sign up and join us next week, Friday, 19th October at 1 o'clock GMT. Right, so I'm not just going to say, okay, Natuki. Okay, I got your name right, Natuki. Right, thank you so much for correcting me. And I'm not going to waste too much of your time, but invite Samuel Kumi Ayim, who is the CEO of CTL Africa, also a John Maxwell certified coach. He is a lawyer, a motivational speaker, a teacher, and a trainer. And Sam today is going to share with us the subject of gratitude in the life of a leader, still continuing from the lessons that we learned from Live to Lead. So without much further ado, I would like to invite Sam to join me on the screen and for him to take us away on this great topic. Sam, over to you. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and thank everybody for joining. And just to fulfill righteousness, Nataki's name is Nataki, so she wants us to get it right. And Nataki, thank you for joining us on the leadership platform today. We are happy that you are able to join us, and this evening I am full of gratitude for several reasons. At the end of last week, I was my birthday, and fortunately, unfortunately, on the eve of my birthday, I got a positive COVID test, and today I'm here to be able to speak to you. So what else can I do? I will just thank God for the life that He has given to me, for 57 years on this earth is not a small joke. So I want to thank God. I'm so grateful for all the blessings, and I'm happy that today we are going to talk about the topic which relates to gratitude. I'm also very grateful because we have been running Live to Lead for the past 5 years in Ghana, and we are grateful that God has been blessing us so abundantly on this journey. And on Friday last week, we had a call with the CEO of the John Maxwell Company, and it was a great event, having to speak to Marco about what we are doing in Ghana, and so I am grateful. I'm also very grateful because in the last 2 days, Kofi and I have been away in Fete, Gomoa Fete, and we have been rebroadcasting Live to Lead to the community of Village of Hope, the orphanage and its staff. We've been rebroadcasting to the hospital and its staff, to the academy and its staff, and this morning through this afternoon we broadcast to the college, Hope College, and It was amazing to see how the young students were learning the lessons of Live to Lead and appreciating the speakers. And it was just a joy to enjoy the lessons with all the young ones who are learning great lessons on leadership. So I am very, very grateful that you are all able to join us this evening. And we are talking about the subject of gratitude in leadership. So let me see if I can share my slide. And pardon me, I think my laptop has an issue and it's making some noise. Forget about that noise and let's just focus on the lesson. Let me see if I can share my screen from here. 1 second. All right, this should be fine. It should be this. And Sarah, let me know if you are seeing my screen.
I am.
That, okay. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So if you can see, then everybody can see. So the power of gratitude in leadership, the power of gratitude in the leader's life. We're going to do a few quick things in this 30 minutes that we have together. A short introduction, which I've done already. We're going to look at some of the attitude points in Live to Lead. As Sarah said, we are situating this lesson in the context of Live to Lead and the lessons we have learned from Live to Lead, and we are sharing these lessons with you because those of you who have not participated in Live to Lead, we encourage you to register and enjoy the rebroadcast. And if you register for the virtual section, you're going to have all the lessons in your portal for 3 good days. And so please register and join us. We're also making an arrangement to have in-person rebroadcasts at the site at the Center for Transformational Leadership. So if you want to join us in person, you can do that at a reduced rate. So please join us. So we will look at attitude points at Live to Lead. We will look at the divine nature of gratitude. It's gratitude point, and research, what research says about gratitude and the power benefits of gratitude quickly through some statements that we will look at. Then we will zoom in on some points on how you can practice gratitude effectively, how you can develop gratitude, how you can instill gratitude as a culture in your organization to impact your team and to impact your leadership. All right. So, as I said, I'm full of gratitude because just last weekend on the 6th, that's exactly 1 week today, I was 57. And 57 on this earth is not a small joke, guys. And I'm so grateful, not for the 57, but I'm so grateful that everybody who sees me and I say I'm 57, they don't believe me. And I thank God for that because I'm trans age. I am a 25-year-old boy trapped into a 57 body. And so I'm so grateful for all that God has done, for the good health, and for even saving my life from COVID on my birthday. And I thank God for that. Incidentally, one of my girls who is out of the country also has COVID, but she's recovering very well. The whole family is good. Everybody is healthy. God is so gracious. Live to Lead is going well. Center for Transformational Leadership is going well. And so we cannot but to thank God for everything that is happening now in our lives. So I want to thank all of you. And it is great that we are talking about gratitude today. So we've been talking about the lessons from Live to Lead, and it's amazing. Every time I listen to the presentations at Live to Lead, I've just seen different dimensions and different things. And one of the areas that I just picked as I was rebroadcasting to the Village of Hope over these last 2 days was the aspect of gratitude, thankfulness. And it just came to me because those of us who are pushing for excellence, who are trying to achieve great things, who are thinking of how we can change this world, sometimes it's difficult for us to be able to, to be grateful because we see so much to be done and we focus on getting things better and doing things. And sometimes we overlook the great things that are happening in our life. We overlook the people in our life that are doing so well. So as I was listening again to the presentations at LIVE2LEAD, there were so many points where I could see gratitude in the lives of all these great leaders. And there were, look, this is not just the 6 leaders that spoke that we saw. There were about 4 other leaders, so about 10 leaders who spoke at LIVE2LEAD. And for those of you who subscribe to rebroadcast on a private basis, we can make all the other speakers available to you. But I want to just, for those of you who watch, and even for those of you who didn't watch LIVE2LEAD, just bring to your attention a few things that happen in LIVE2LEAD. And by the way, this is not to replace you registering to LIVE2LEAD, because it's a whole experience on its own, and no commentary on LIVE2LEAD or no takeaway on LIVE2LEAD can replace the experience that you get at LIVE2LEAD and the presentations themselves. Now, the first thing that...
Sam, can we have you share in a presentation mode?
Okay, I think I was sharing on a presentation mode, but let me see. Maybe let me stop share first.
Yes.
And let me go back and let me see. All right. And let me now see if I can share on presentation mode right away. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll let you know when you have that.
Let me just share quickly, and hopefully you get it now. Is that okay?
Just give, yes. Perfect.
Great. So one of the first things that you would find when you sat through LIVE2LEAD was a presentation by John C. Maxwell himself. And John C. Maxwell talked about the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. That is his best-selling book, the best leadership book ever written. And for all of you who are listening and who want copies of the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, we can get you copies, so contact us. And he spoke about 2 of the laws, the law of the inner circle and the law of legacy, how you can develop your leaders and leave a lasting legacy. And we've looked at that aspect. Sarah did a good job looking at how to develop your inner circle as John presented it. Now, but it was very interesting that throughout John's presentation, he was mentioning all the people who have helped him become who he is. And he said he brought onto stage all the new team for the John Maxwell Company, all the great leaders who have come together to carry the vision forward. And John was full of praise for each one of them. And he singled out his CEO, Mark Cole, who we met on Friday, and Mark Cole for all the great work. And he says, Mark has navigated for me, leading better than me, and all the things. You cannot imagine how it will feel for Mark and all the others. And he even spoke about his personal assistant, who he said had been with him for 34 good years. And he says all his life is organized by this lady, Linda. And throughout the presentation, you could see how grateful John is for the people around him, and even for the challenges that the company has gone through. And it was so amazing, and you can understand why he's so far and why he has so many people, and why and how John has 41,000 coaches across the world on the John Maxwell team. And we, Sarah and I, and many more other people who are on this line, are grateful to be part of the John Maxwell team. And by the way, over the last weekend, the John Maxwell team in Ghana did a great job and offered the Global Youth Initiative, which was the leadership and transformation lessons that we presented to some students, the junior high school students who have graduated, and several of John Maxwell team members, led by Eugenia, our able organizer, who brought all the John Maxwell members together and went to different schools to offer leadership lessons to young people, because we believe that leadership must begin from very early age. People need to understand leadership if they're going to grow to do that. So that was one of the things. The other segment that struck me was in the presentation of Jeff Henderson. And Jeff was talking about business strategy. He was talking about marketing strategy. He was talking about the new way to position yourself. And he was presenting a subject of for, F-O-R. Who are you for? Who are you in favor of as a business, as a person? Who do you stand for? What is your contribution to the world? And in that presentation, he made reference to a CEO who had a habit of every week writing 100 thank you notes to all his people. And he told his people, I want you to tell me stories of great things happening, the things you're doing, and I will write to you a thank you note. And every week he wrote 100 thank you notes. And this was so impactful. And somebody took his thank you note to his family, to his wife and his friend, and they told him, no. This cannot be true. This is computer generated. It is not true that the CEO will have time to write thank you notes to 100 people. No, it's not correct. And Jeff was like, you see, leadership has gone so low that people cannot even believe that CEOs can say thank you. And that is one of the critical aspects. We leaders are not able to say thank you to our teams. We are not able to say thank you to our colleagues. We are not able to say thank you because we think that there's more to be done. And that was for me very, very instructive, that people cannot say thank you, and people cannot even appreciate that CEOs and leaders can say thank you. And there were so many other gratitude points. Jamie Lima, whose presentation was fantastic, and you want to listen to it, was appreciative of all the no's, the hundreds of rejections that she got before getting her breakthrough. And he says all the no's gave her new opportunities. I mean, it's amazing. Ed Milet presented a powerful lesson, and in the lesson he was talking about his father's life and how for several years his father was an alcoholic. And he was saying that his father, who was an alcoholic, was his hero. He was so appreciative of his father. Why? Because he says his father's condition transformed his life and gave him some qualities. He says that when he was young as age 15, he had learned how to read people because of his father's condition. And when his father came home and opening the door and the key was rattling and was not going through, he knew his father was not in good mood and he had to protect everybody. And he was grateful that this situation, which would have devastated so many people, he was grateful that it helped him and gave him qualities of how to read people. And today that has helped him to become the great, successful millionaire, great leader, impactful leader that he is. And there's so many of these people. And as I was going through this, I was just looking at my own life, and I was looking at how I'm not able to say thank you enough. I try, but I'm not able to say thank you enough. I'm not able to say thank you enough to my family, to my children, to my team. I try to do it, but I don't do it enough. So I said, how am I going to be able to inculcate this habit? And as I was thinking and I was reading around and putting points together, I said, let me share what I'm learning with this platform so that we can learn together, grow together, become better leaders, and inculcate this. So I'm sharing with you the things that I'm learning to do better, to be able to be grateful. Now, I'm a Christian and I believe in God. And as I read the Bible and as I was looking at this lesson, I realized that gratitude is so divine. In fact, throughout the pages of the Bible, you can see how every worshiper of God and everybody who had walked with God was so grateful, and God himself requires that people are grateful. One of the stories that strikes everyone who reads the story about Jesus was when Jesus healed 10 lepers. And after they have been healed, only one came to him to thank him. And Jesus looked at him and says, "Were you not 10 that were healed? Where are the 9? And he turned to him and says, "Your faith has made you whole." And Jesus was so emphatic that there was the need to return glory to God when God has done good to you. And throughout the Bible, you see how the Bible encourages us to be thankful in all things. And as I was studying, I said, let me also check with the Quran, whether the Quran has something about gratitude. And I found so many verses of the Quran which also emphasize the need for gratitude. One of them in Surah 4:147 says, "What can Allah gain by your punishment if you are grateful and believe?" It says, God does not even want to punish people who are grateful. He doesn't gain anything. So if you believe in God and you are grateful to God and you are thankful to God, God will spare your life. That is, and there were several other perspectives about gratitude that I pick in the Quran, which confirms also what the Bible says, which confirm what other great spiritual leaders have emphasized, that gratitude is actually a powerful spiritual tool. It's divine to be grateful. It's divine to be thankful because it gives you so much power and so much energy. So let us fill our lives with gratitude. Now, several research has been done on corporate culture. And one of the things that is being found in organizations that are very profitable, that are very result-oriented, is that they have certain type of culture. A lot of the time as leaders, we are focused on strategy, we are focused on vision. Not many businesses and leaders focus on the culture of the organization. And we want people to get results, but we don't want to develop the culture that get the results. One of the strongest cultural attributes, corporate culture, that has been found to impact results and impact leadership is studies on gratitude. And Adrian Gostick, who did a joint study on the subject of gratitude and leadership, and they wrote the book on Leading with Gratitude, 8 Leadership Practices for Extraordinary Business Results. This is what they found. They said that we cannot underestimate the morale boosting power of gratitude. A 200,000 person study found more grateful managers lead teams with higher overall business metrics. Managers who are more grateful lead teams with higher overall business metrics, including up to 2 times greater profitability than their peers. An average of 20% higher customer satisfaction and significantly higher scores in employee engagement, including vital metrics such as trust and accountability. This is what a research of over 200,000 person study found on gratitude. So, dear leaders, dear business leaders who want results, stop beating on the head of your team members and start encouraging them. Start showing gratitude. Start saying thank you. And we're going to share how you can do this going forward. So, this is the power that you can see in gratitude. It builds trust, as we see in that research. It builds bond with your team members, and it helps to get results as the research finds. And there's so many other aspects of how gratitude works. Let's take a few other leaders. Angela Camburis, who has also studied gratitude and written a lot about gratitude, said gratitude is a selfless act. Action taken unconditionally shows people they are appreciated, and it becomes infectious. If you express gratitude to people, it becomes infectious. It is a sign of wisdom and maturity and an ingrained hallmark of humility. It is humility for the leader to be able to express gratitude, to appreciate people. And she continues. This is one of the things that they also found. Gratitude builds relationships. Employee recognition and appreciation creates a company culture that strengthens relationships. On the other hand, we know the opposite to be true. When leaders don't recognize their staff going above and beyond their responsibilities, engagement plummets. So if you show gratitude, you express gratefulness, it builds the relationship, results goes up, but engagement goes down when we don't show gratitude. That is what Angela Camburis finds in her research. Now, a few other quotations which we circulated, and I believe you have you've seen them. Acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation of abundance. Eckhart Tolle is a great thinker, great spiritual leader who's written a lot about life. And this is one of the spiritual lessons that he finds, that if you want to have abundance in your life, you have to appreciate what you have. And in Live to Lead, you know, one of the lessons that Valerie Barton shared was that a lot of the time we are too much focused on what we don't want. So her presentation was asking the question, what do you want? A lot of the time we focus on what we don't want and the problems and the challenges in our life, and that is how we are not able to be grateful for what we have. We are only seeing the negatives and the bad things around us. But if we can look for the good and can define what we want, which is the good, Eckhart Tolle is saying that if you acknowledge what you have, you are laying the foundation for abundance, for more and more. Gerard Good says, if you want to turn your life around, try thankfulness. It will change your life mightily. And that is why I think the Bible says, be grateful for all things. And it says, be grateful at all times. Because gratefulness transforms your life. Melody Beatty says, gratitude turns what we have into enough and more. When you are grateful for what you have, you appreciate that what you have is enough. It turns denial into acceptance. It turns chaos into order. It turns confusions into clarity. It makes sense out of past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. I just love this. Because when you break this down, ladies and gentlemen, when you break this down, gratitude has the power to transform almost everything. Your current situations, the challenges you are going through, the problems you are going through, if you can look hard enough and be grateful even for the problems you are going through, the chaos that you find, you can see order in that chaos. The confusion that you see around you, you can see clarity because you can appreciate the good that you are finding in that situation. The things of the past that seem bad can make sense to you. You can now read why all those negative things happen, because now you can understand better. And one of the principles I live by when I have a problem, when I have disappointment, when there are challenges, I said, I know this is for my good. I just don't understand why this is happening at this point, but I know that tomorrow I would understand. That is a mental attitude I form for myself to be able to stand. And a lot of the time when I was in corporate life, in challenging situations, my colleagues would always come to me and say, Sam, but we don't see you stressed. There are so many challenges, problems. What is your secret? And I will always tell them, I know that these problems are just for my good. If you adopt this kind of attitude, you'll be 57 like me and you'll still look like 25, because it gives you energy. It gives you satisfaction. Nothing breaks you down. And it says it creates a vision for tomorrow. Because when you are in a difficult situation and you can appreciate the good in it, then you can distill what is it in this that is going to build for me for tomorrow. So these are powerful, powerful, powerful. And there's so many such wisdom from so many great people that we can learn, guys. All right. So now, quickly, I'm going to run through this quickly. I was just putting together, how do I improve my gratitude practice? How do I build a culture of gratitude? And as I was reading, I was just putting this point down from all the articles and scholars that I was reading. So I put them down in no particular order, but I'm going to go through them quickly. I think I put together maybe 14 points. So I'll go through them quickly for you. How to inculcate gratitude into the culture of your organization, into your life. Number one, first, cultivate gratitude as a habit. Make it your point that you want to develop a gratitude habit. And this starts from the mind. You have to start thinking that I want to be grateful for everything. Okay? You may have to build into your culture and say, every morning I wake up, I'm going to be grateful. Whenever I have food to eat, I'm going to thank God. Whenever I see the sun up, I'm going to thank God. You may also want to design a system for yourself to remind you on situations and occasions where you want to thank God. When you drive and you get home safely, I want to thank God. I want to be grateful that I went through this traffic. Instead of complaining in the traffic, you want to thank God that, look, you are in this traffic and you are relaxed and you are resting. Number two, if you want to develop a gratitude culture, you need to personalize your appreciation when you are engaged with people. What that means is that you have to look at people and personalize the things they have done, the things you appreciate with them. I remember I had a CEO, and every year at the end of our the year, when we have a year-end party, Arnold will go around the table and he will mention everybody's name, and he will tell the whole team what he appreciates about you and how the specific things you did during the year that he appreciates. And the first time he did this, and he called my name and he mentioned, and he says, look, what I like about Sam is that of all my people, he's the one who looks at me and tells me honestly. And when I want honest feedback, I will go to Sam. Thank you, Sam, for being authentic and honest. And I mean, I wanted to just jump off the table. And from that time, I knew that the feedback I was giving to my boss, he appreciated it. So what did that do? It encouraged me. So I knew that whenever things were not going right, when he was not leading well, where I think that things can be done, I will go to him and I'll sit with him and I'll give him my feedback, because I knew he appreciated that. So let people know what you appreciate about them personally. Number three, take an authentic approach to expressing gratitude. Now, sometimes we just want to be talking it's the end of the year, let's give bonus to everybody. It doesn't help, because everybody knows that it's the end of the year. But when we are able to design a system where we can throw out people and we can show them that they are getting this because of what they have done, that brings authenticity into the process, and it will make people appreciate the gratitude, the thankfulness even more. Again, if you want gratitude to be part of your life, count your blessings. Gratitude fuels potential and transforms perspective. It changes your perspective about life when you begin to count your blessings, the good things that are going on in your life. It changes everything and transforms you. Number 5, recognize that gratitude has health and well-being benefit. Ladies and gentlemen, look, when you are grateful and thankful for even difficult situations, it brings down your blood pressure and it stabilizes you. It gives you healing. It's been proven over and over and over that people who are sick in hospital and being treated, those who are grateful and appreciative of the nurses and the doctors and the opportunities they have, heal better. So gratefulness, gratitude is going to probably help you reduce your medical bills. It's going to reduce your blood pressure. So recognize this and be more appreciative. Number 6, recognize that everyone has a deep-seated need to feel valued and appreciated. Every one of us. Just like you want to be appreciated for the things you are doing for your company, so does a driver want to be appreciated. So does a cleaner want to be appreciated. So let us go ahead and appreciate them for the good that they are doing. Number 7, lead by example. If we want gratitude to be a culture in our organization, we as leaders must start to be grateful. Because when you are grateful and you're thankful in your meeting, you sit around and you're thanking people for what they have done, the other team members are going to learn, and it's going to have a rippling effect on the organization, and you're going to create a culture of gratitude, and it's going to fuel the energy of the people. All right, Kambori says, when you are grateful for what you have, the immediate response is a deep sense of appreciation. Our standards are upgraded and our energies prioritized into contributions. This is what this will do for you and your organization. Number 8, when we want to express appreciation, you should be specific. You see, there are occasions when, we thank the whole group, as we said, and that's fine. But it is also much effective to praise specific individuals and to recognize specific actions. We've talked about authenticity. Regardless of how it is expressed, it must be authentic. Some leaders will shout your praise out. Some will write a note to you. Use the method that is authentic to you. Appreciation must be timely. Don't wait. A late thank you loses its power. So don't wait. When somebody has done something great, immediately recognize that and appreciate it. Yes, you want to take notes and do all the appreciation at the end of the year. By that time, this person has, built up in his system that everything that I did, nobody cares, nobody appreciated, and I don't want to. They may have even checked out. Some of the people you are waiting to the end of the year to express gratitude, and they have resigned already. All right? But if you had expressed the gratitude timely, you would have rescued that situation. All right. Unexpectedness, surprises is also very important. When people are not expecting the appreciation and you give it, it amplifies the joy that they have. So sometimes let us be, very unnatural and be unexpected. That is also grateful. Sincere. When a leader is giving thanks out of obligation or as part of the process, it loses its power. So it should be sincere if we want to develop the habit. Number 13, the gratitude should be duplicatable. It should be around things that can be repeated. When a leader shows gratitude for specific actions, it encourages others to mirror those actions. So we want people who come to work early. So Kwesi comes to work early, and immediately you recognize that. It's meeting, and we want to start the meeting on time. The people who came on time, let's recognize them. That creates duplicability in the behavior that we want to see. We need to be able to appreciate things that we want repeated. We've talked about personalization, all right? So it's very, very important that we understand some of these things and inculcate them into our practice. My last word, all right, is from Zig Ziglar. And Zig Ziglar is a great leader, motivational speaker, great sales person. And he says, gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you would have even more to express gratitude for. That's powerful. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you would have even more to express gratitude for. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my presentation for this evening. And I want to thank all of you, especially those of you who, daily, every Saturday, join us on the leadership platform and who join on time and who participate in the discussion. We're grateful for you. And we want to encourage all of us who are leaders and who want to be great leaders and who want to get results in our organization to start practicing gratitude. Thank you very much, Sarah. That is my presentation. All right. Is Sarah there?
On the screen. Yes. Thank you so much, Sam. This is awesome. And before I ask everybody for their takeaways or what they have learned, I just want to say a big thank you to you, because exactly a year today, that was last year, I was on the call, and 2 days after, I had a heart attack, right? 2 days after,
Yes.
and you
Yes.
have been carrying the shoulder on your shoulders, all the work that two people should be doing, you and I, you have carried it up till now. So I just want to express my gratitude to you and to some of our listeners who reached out to me to say, to commiserate with me during my convalescent period. I just want to say thank you on the call. So let's see, while Sam is taking a little breather, let's see what comments and questions we have. 1 second, I lost my screen for a minute, so here we go. So let me see, I have read everything from Natiki. I realize that you are a girl now, and my apologies for calling you a he. So Douglas Martin is here with us. Natiki says yes, she's a girl. And Hajia is also here with us from Tamale. Dennis Ahe from Sakumono, Abuajiwa, Maume Ablode. Okay, she's happy to be here with us. And David joining us all the way from Pretoria, as well as Elikana from Tanzania, who is always on the call every Saturday, even though we are way behind him in Accra. So thank you all for being with us. So let's see. There is somebody who is called Samuel Ayim, who is also joining us. Sam, that must be your twin brother joining us also. Says thank you all for joining us. Great. So let's see what your comments are and what your questions are for Sam today. Okay, I can't see anything yet. So whilst we wait for you to type in your comments. Okay, Maison de la Vérité, l'Église du Christ, bravo from Togo. Bienvenue, soyez bienvenus avec nous. Si vous avez des questions, nous sommes prêtes pour répondre à ça. Merci beaucoup pour nous joindre à nous ce soir. Voilà, so now let's see. Kofi, whilst we wait for people to put in their comments and questions, I'll ask you to play the Live to Lead advert for us. Thank you, person.
Every one of you, you have a journey to take. Your first step is your most important step. You don't go up to the top. You grow up to the top.
You are one decision away from shifting your life from where it is right now to a totally different place.
So often our setbacks are setups. It's just hard to see it at the time.
What if you interrupted that pattern of thinking and simply said, what do I want? That takes your energy and focus off of the problem and begins to focus you on a solution.
Success is a series of steps, not one giant leap.
Commitment will get us to the starting line. Consistency will get you to the finish line.
We must constantly collaborate, complementing each other to deliver compelling value to the good people of Ghana.
You were born. You were created for your life to count.
Great. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. So let's see the comments and the questions. Willie Glee says, this is very instructive. Thanks, Sam. That's a gratitude from Willie for what you have just shared with us. So, Sam, I'm not having a lot of comments or questions. So if there are anything that you want to share more that you had, but because of timing, you couldn't share with us, you can come back and give us some more, because we have learned a lot. Very simple, very practical. And yes, you can join me on the screen now.
All right. Okay. So thank you, Sarah. And I think that we a lot of the time, one of the things that prevents us from being grateful is that we are looking for perfection. And so when things don't go perfectly as we want, then we think that everything is lost. That is one of the obstacles to being grateful. So we need to watch that. We cannot, life is not supposed to be perfect. We can aim for excellence. We can aim to do things well, but things will not always go the way we want. And when things don't go the way we want, it doesn't mean it is all bad. If we look closely, you can see some good in that. So I just wanted to add that and to say that, look, we can all be grateful for so many things. When we look closely into our lives, even in the bad situation, we can see good things there. All right.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you so much for that. So, Sam, what I'm hearing you say is that we start wherever we are. We shouldn't wait for the situation to be perfect. Even just saying thank you and not adding anything to it is a good start. That's what I'm hearing you say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wonderful. Okay. And Willie Kweku says, awesome. Thanks very much, Sam. And Cynthia Matheson says, great, Sam. We are grateful. You look very well. Thank you. Yes, indeed. He looks very well in his 25-year-old body, right? So Dennis Ahe says, when you always appreciate and show gratitude to someone, you always get some from others. True. Even in the Bible, the lepers that were healed, those who came back, the one who came back to say thank you, you were made whole. Okay. All right. Thank you. Abwajiwa says, that's great. I have taken something today and I'm grateful for that. Wonderful.
And Sarah, the comment from Dennis is very instructive, because yes, you see, for the 10 lepers, yes, they were healed of leprosy. But the one that came, Jesus said, your faith has made you whole. So being whole was a higher level of condition than just being healed from your physical condition.
That's
so
right.
he had a much higher blessing because he was grateful. Okay, so 10 were healed, but only one was made whole.
Amen.
And that is something that we should note, that gratefulness heals the spirit, it heals the soul, it heals everything, and gives you higher spiritual energy to be able to continue producing and doing more.
Great. Very insightful. Yes. So saying thank you can add more to just the face value of things that we see. Great. Any more comments? Please don't hesitate to put it in the chat box. And if you have any questions, Sam is here. If there are no questions coming, I'm taking it that Sam's presentation was very, very clear. It went straight home. We've taken good notes and we're going to put it in practice. So what I would like most of us on the call today to do is just put one thing that you're taking away that you're going to put in practice, and let's read it out so we can hold you accountable for that once you've done it. So let's see. Let's hear from you. Okay. Right. So for me, what I'm taking away is the habit that Sam did say that we have to cultivate the habit. I will say that for the past few months, I never like to hear the crow when they start singing. I never like it. But I've cultivated the habit that when I hear them sing now, that's a signal to me that I am alive. So it's become such a beautiful singing from the crow that when I see that, then it means I'm alive and I'm grateful to be here on this earth. So I guess if we don't have any more comments, okay, something is coming in. All right, great. Douglas Amwate says, I have learned that you have to appreciate your team members and to be timely. Thank you so much. So great. It's almost 8 o'clock. And if we don't have any comments, we will just say thank you to all of you for spending your Saturday with us. We don't take it for granted. We appreciate you because without you coming, we will not have this program. And I want to thank our team at CTL, especially Kofi, Priscilla, and all the other team members who have made our work easier to be able to come to you every Saturday with new topics. Thank you so much. And Kofi Amwate says, Sam's presentation is very clear and straightforward. Thank you, Douglas. And Abajiwa, what I have taken is that even if I'm having challenges, there is something that I need to be grateful for. Great. So Sam, your closing remarks, and then we'll call it a night.
All right, Sarah, I want to thank you so much. You have been very helpful, very supportive, very, even in your, sick condition, you were still every time here with us to support us all the way from Geneva, and we don't take that for granted. We thank you so much. And I want to thank, as you said, Kofi, who has been very, very instrumental. In fact, in the last 48 hours, we've been together trying to rebroadcast to the Village of Hope, and we're just running and rushing down to do this platform. And we haven't had much sleep, but we thank God for the opportunity to serve. Thanks to Priscilla for all the creative. Thanks to Hawau. Thanks to Mami, who is taking over our social media. And we want to thank all of you who make the time. Life can be more beautiful depending upon how you look at it. Everything that happens in your life, you can either see the positive or you can see a negative. My encouragement to you is that look for the good. Look for the very small thing in the situation for which you can be grateful. And as you look for that, you may find a bigger reason to be more grateful. And gratitude will multiply your blessings over and over and over again. So let us look hard, even if it looks so desperate. Just look and ask yourself, what good can this bring to me? What can I see? What can I take from this? And as you look for that, you would find it. And God would open more doors for you. So we want to thank all of you. God be with you. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you to the team. Thank you, Isaac. And thanks, everybody. Good night.
Good night, everyone. See you next week.
Every one of you have a journey to take. Your first step is your most important step. You don't go up to the top. You grow up to the top.
You are one decision away from shifting your life from where it is right now to a totally different place.
So often our setbacks are setups. It's just hard to see it at the time.
What if you interrupted that pattern of thinking and simply said, what do I want? That takes your energy and focus off of the problem and begins to focus you on a solution.
Success is a series of steps, not one giant leap.
Commitment will get us to the starting line. Consistency will get you to the finish line.
We must constantly collaborate, complementing each other to deliver compelling value to the good people of Ghana.
You were born. You were created for your life to count.